How to write a song from scratch. Hi guys, I'm Christine and welcome to my channel. I wanted to do this sort of step-by-step guide on how to write a song from when you begin till you have a final song that you can actually record. Okay, now let's get to it. So I do want to say on a side note that it is extremely useful to know how to play an instrument, but it is not necessary. You can totally write a song and create melodies without knowing music theories or chords, but it's just really useful and eases the process a lot. The first step that I do every single time is to find the overall concept or theme. And usually this ends up being the titles as well, or having the title in it. So I like to come up with something like a personal experience or something very relatable, because what I really think that songs can do is to make a connection between people. And in this case, it's extremely helpful to have a very relatable concept. So to give an example, I want to write a song today about when I was in high school. I really liked this guy. He was dating someone else and I never really got to put words to what I was feeling. I feel like that would be a good concept for it. And right now, off my head, I don't really have a title, but that's okay. Like sometimes you just have a title before you start, or sometimes the title will eventually reveal itself in the song when you do it. So that's the first thing. Find the concept, theme, maybe a title. The second thing is that I open a new Google Doc on my computer, or I write in hand in my journal or my notebook all the lines that come to my mind when I think of this concept or this theme. So I would have like just around half a page, 1 page, where I have, good sentences. It can be one-liners, or it can be sort of like a verse that rhymes and stuff, but just whatever comes to your mind, write it down, because you can take inspiration from that when you're actually doing the final structure of the lyrics and melody together. Because right now you don't really know how many syllables you're going to have or what type of rhymes you'll have. You'll have A, B, B, or A, B, but anyhow, it's still really good to have an idea of what you're going to say more specifically, even though you don't really know it yet. Just trust the process and write down everything that comes to your mind. And by now, when you've found the concept, then you'll have an overall mood for the song. And I feel like the mood is really what should guide your chords selection. Oh. Sorry, I just spit on the table. Okay. Okay, but when you're finding the chords and you're making the structure, I really feel like the emotions you get from that specific chord structure should add up with the mood of the lyrics, because then it will create deeper emotions with the songs. And my best friends when it comes to finding the chords is the circle of fifths. Okay, so I'm gonna show it to you right here. I've never written a song where I have not used the circle of fifths to find the chords. So here you select your key. It'll depend on where your voice range sounds good, and also what sound the chords gives you, so you get the chords that really resonates with your mood. For example, I started to play around with the key F or D minor. It really doesn't matter, but what it means essentially, if you're writing like, basic pop song, it means that you can use the F, the D minor, and the chord couples on both sides of that one. So it makes it easy. Like if you do that, you can make sure that you're always gonna write a good song that sounds really pleasant to the ear. That is basically how you can select chords. I also like to use these scales when I want to spice it up a little bit, but let's not go into that in this video. If you want to know more about more advanced chord compositions and more music theory heavy sounds to spice it up, let me know. And recently I have started to select a tempo, like a BPM, before I start like doing the real structures and before I start getting melodies in my head, because I had a tendency to always land on sort of the same tempo around 70 something BPM or 90 something BPM. So I always ended up writing like the same type of songs, because that was the natural flow I would go into if I just sat on the piano without a metronome to follow. So for this song, I have chosen to do 110 BPM. I just like that tempo. We're gonna go for it. Okay, so far so good. So now that we have the concept, we have written out some lyric ideas, we have found the chords, we have found the tempo, we have every fundamentals that we need to actually start creating the actual song and putting all the pieces together. What I like to do is just play around and making sort of the lyrics and melodies simultaneously while I go. I'm always very like, you gotta just show up for your creativity and trust the process, and then hopefully something good will come out of it. And even like maybe nothing good comes out of it that specific day, but don't worry, like if you show up again tomorrow and the day after, I'm sure that something good or better will eventually show up because you dedicated your time to it. I always record it on my memos. You know, it sounds so super bad. It's just like this. When the sun goes down, I know that I will see you again. So it like doesn't have to be good quality. It's just so you can remember it yourself. And while I was writing this, it was that time I figured out that the title had to be The Way I Like You, because my chorus that I came up with ended with, and now I wish that I've told you the way I like you. So that is actually the basic fundamentals that you need for writing a song. Okay, let's try to play the full song for the first time. I tell myself we are just friends, chasing up the guys and hoping I catch feelings, but it is always a dead end. Wishing I could be her. I drink too much so it won't hurt. When the sun goes down, I know that I will see you again. You are in my dreams and I can get you out of my head. That's why it hurts so much. In my head we're in love. When can I get a chance? Will I ever get a chance? I lived a life, and now I'm losing you. I see the truth, 'cause seeing you with her, it hurts. But what am I supposed to do? I guess that's it. Go out and write some songs, and I hope this is helpful.